Toxic traits. Sometimes they're obvious, but other times they sneak in under the radar. Spotting them early can save you from unnecessary stress, wasted energy, and emotional burnout. Let's talk about what to avoid this year. Here are 10 toxic traits, inspired by ancient wisdom, that you'll want to steer clear of. Some might sound familiar, and others may surprise you. Number 1. The ego in disguise. Some people hide their ego under layers of false humility. Plato observed this in his time, and it's still common today. These are the folks who constantly downplay their abilities, saying things like, "Oh, I'm terrible at this," while waiting for someone to disagree. They may appear self-critical, but their words are designed to draw attention to their strengths or achievements. For example, someone might say, "I'm so bad at public speaking," and then recount a time they received a standing ovation. This isn't real humility. It's a calculated move to gain admiration without appearing boastful. Genuine humility doesn't seek validation. It focuses on the task at hand, not the praise it might earn. If you notice this pattern, consider whether you're being manipulated into feeding someone's ego. And take a moment to reflect. Are there times when you've slipped into this behavior yourself? Catching it early can help you build more authentic connections. Number 2. Know-it-all syndrome. True wisdom lies in knowing how much you don't know, as Socrates famously said. Yet some people can't resist acting like the smartest person in the room. These individuals dominate conversations, interrupt others, and dismiss ideas that challenge their own. For instance, imagine a team meeting where one person shuts down every suggestion with phrases like, "That won't work," or "I already tried something better." Their goal isn't to contribute, it's to assert dominance. The irony is that real intelligence is collaborative, not combative. It thrives on curiosity and the willingness to learn. If you encounter someone like this, ask open-ended questions to deflate their need for control. And remember to check yourself too. There's nothing wrong with being knowledgeable, but when it starts to overshadow collaboration, it's worth taking a step back. Number 3. Chaos lovers. Some people can't function without drama. Zhuangzhou, a Taoist philosopher, emphasized the beauty of simplicity, yet drama magnets thrive on complications. These individuals turn minor issues into full-blown crises. For example, a coworker might blow up over a scheduling conflict, involving multiple people and creating unnecessary tension. Or a friend might stir up arguments in a group chat over trivial matters. Why do they do this? Drama gives them attention and a sense of importance. But here's the truth. Engaging with their chaos only feeds it. Instead, try setting firm boundaries. Politely refuse to be drawn into their theatrics and focus on solutions rather than problems. Over time, you'll notice how much lighter life feels without their constant disruptions. Number 4. Pretending not to care. There's a difference between being calm and being disconnected. Stoicism teaches us to remain composed, but some people take this too far, acting like nothing matters. These are the ones who ghost plans, avoid accountability, or downplay others' emotions with comments like, "Why are you so worked up?" For example, a partner might dismiss your concerns about their lack of communication, saying, "It's not a big deal." But indifference isn't strength, it's avoidance. Life requires engagement, and true resilience comes from facing challenges, not dodging them. If you're dealing with someone like this, address their behavior directly and explain how it affects you. And if you catch yourself falling into this pattern, ask, are you protecting yourself, or are you avoiding vulnerability? Real growth comes from showing up, not checking out. Number 5. Turning pain into power plays. We all experience pain, but some people weaponize it. Instead of working through their struggles, they use them to manipulate others. For example, A friend might constantly remind you of their hardships to guilt you into doing things for them. Or a coworker might play the victim to avoid taking responsibility for mistakes. While compassion is important, enabling this behavior only reinforces it. Buddhist philosophy encourages us to let go of suffering, not cling to it as a tool for control. If you notice this trait in someone, set clear boundaries while expressing empathy. And if you find yourself relying on victimhood, ask, what am I gaining from this? Shifting your focus from blame to growth can lead to deeper healing and more authentic relationships. Number 6. Honesty without heart. Some people pride themselves on being brutally honest, but there's a fine line between truth and cruelty. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, believed that honesty should build people up, not tear them down. For instance, someone might criticize your work by saying, "This is terrible, I'm just being honest." But real honesty considers timing, tone, and intention. Constructive feedback offers solutions. Toxic criticism only highlights flaws. If someone's words consistently leave you feeling worse, it's time to question their motives. And when you're the one offering criticism, take a moment to ask yourself, is this helpful? A little kindness can go a long way in making honesty a tool for growth rather than harm. Number 7. The perfection trap. Perfectionism can be paralyzing. Zhuangzhou compared life to flowing water, ever-changing and beautifully imperfect. Yet some people demand flawlessness in everything, from their work to their relationships. For example, a perfectionist boss might micromanage every detail, creating stress for the entire team. Or a friend might refuse to take a group photo unless everyone looks perfect, turning a fun moment into a chore. Perfectionism often stems from fear of failure, judgment, or not being enough. But life isn't about getting everything right. It's about learning and evolving. If you're around a perfectionist, remind them and yourself that progress matters more than perfection. Embracing imperfection can open the door to creativity, joy, and authentic connections. Number 8. Using silence as a weapon. Silence can be peaceful, but when used as a punishment, it's destructive. Marcus Aurelius believed in addressing issues calmly and rationally, but the silent treatment does the opposite. For example, a partner might stop speaking to you after an argument, leaving you to guess what went wrong. This isn't about needing space. It's a form of control. Healthy communication involves expressing feelings, even when it's uncomfortable. If someone uses silence to manipulate you, call it out and encourage open dialogue. And if you find yourself resorting to the silent treatment, ask, what am I hoping to achieve? Breaking the silence with honest conversation can lead to resolution and understanding. Number 9. Constant comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy, yet it's a habit many people can't shake. Taoist wisdom teaches us to stay in our own flow, but some individuals constantly measure themselves against others. For instance, a colleague might downplay your promotion by mentioning their bigger plans, or a friend might overshadow your success with their own achievements. This behavior creates unnecessary competition and erodes trust. The antidote? Gratitude and self-awareness. Focus on your journey, celebrate your wins, and don't let someone else's insecurities derail your progress. And if you catch yourself comparing, remember, you're only seeing the highlight reel of someone else's life. Number 10. Promises without follow-through. Actions speak louder than words, but some people never seem to back up their promises. Confucius emphasized the importance of integrity, and broken promises erode trust quickly. For example, a friend who constantly cancels plans or a coworker who overcommits but underdelivers can create frustration and disappointment. Trust is built on reliability, and when someone repeatedly falls short, it's a sign they value appearances over accountability. If you're dealing with this, set clear expectations and hold them accountable. And if you're guilty of overpromising, take a step back. It's better to be honest about your limits than to let someone down. Toxic traits can sneak into our lives in many ways, through others and even within ourselves. But by recognizing these behaviors, we can create healthier, more authentic relationships. Which of these red flags stood out to you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if this resonated, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it.